I got so lucky with doing this. Imagine this is my first introduction to Flor Jansen, and I get this one. Oh. Well, folks, it's been over a year since I've reacted to Ghost Love Score by Nightwish. I can't believe it. It's the most viewed reaction video on my channel up to now, and it's the video that changed my life. It changed the trajectory of this channel. It really put me on the map, and I have Nightwish to thank for that. So I thought it would be great to go back and listen to it one more time with really a totally different perspective now. I've learned so much about metal, about Nightwish, about Flor, about this incredible genre of music, and you've all been so welcoming and so kind to me and accepted me into the metal club, into the Nightwish army, and it's just been a really, really wonderful ride, and I've had a lot of fun, and I've learned so much about music, and I've really broadened my horizons in terms of my own opinions of music. So I thought it might be a nice idea to come back and listen to it one more time. So no, this will not be a reaction video. This will be a deep dive and analysis breakdown video. And I'm going to be talking about and showing some of the top comments on my previous video, because it's really, really helpful for me as somebody who's going into a new genre of music, or at the time I was going into metal for the first time, to have valuable insights as to what's going on musically, how metal works, how the history of the band comes into play. There's so many factors, and there are definitely some details I've missed. I haven't listened to this song since I did the reaction, so it's a kind of a homecoming for me. I'm really excited to dive in. If you want your recommendations bumped up to the top of the list, check out Buy Me a Coffee. If you also want that, but you also want some behind the scenes footage, you want to support me as a creator, you want extra bonus footage, all of that good stuff, check out Patreon. There's a really great community going on over there. We have a lot of fun, and hopefully you will enjoy this video. Let's dive right in. Here we go. Woo! I'm so excited. I am hyped up for this video, and to be honest, kind of emotional. I have to be honest, I really am, because this video and discovering Nightwish, it's done a lot for me, and I'm just very excited. And the fact, my brother was the one who recommended this, so there's sort of a family tie to this, and I just feel so welcomed and accepted by the Nightwish people, and I absolutely love it. I'll try not to pause too much in this video. As always, with all these videos, I know there's pausing involved. So I encourage you, if you haven't already, watch this entire video. Watch it after this video, of course. But there's so much to break down. There's so much to talk about. And there's just things that I kind of gush over sometimes. And even this screenshot right here, I think one thing I've discovered in the last year is just how feral and passionate and amazing metal fans are. Specifically, we're talking about Nightwish in this video. They're just, you're crazy in the best way possible. And I love it. And I love that passion. I love the audiences are huge. The energy is high. There's a lot going on. I love this. We're coming back to this again for a second time. I love this organ. I wondered if it was functional, and I asked that in the original video. You all told me it's just a keyboard with pipes for show, but still, it's pretty cool. Before Flora even gets here, the first comment that I want to highlight is, FYI, yes, it's live, and it's the 13th song out of 15th on the set list, which means she's been singing and headbanging for about 75 minutes before that. So going into that, I had no idea where they sat in the set list, but they're probably gassed right now. And even this energy at the beginning to start, they're powering through and they're exhausted, but they're gonna give the energy no matter what. Doesn't matter if they've been going for 4 hours and it's their 50th song in a set. Doesn't matter. Yeah. Let's not forget, too, that this was my very first introduction to Floor Jansen. And what a journey it's been for me to listen to this unbelievably talented, wonderful artist that I'm so honored to have the privilege to make videos and talk about. Like, what a job to be able to talk about someone being so fantastic and a band being so absolutely stellar. So I'm trying to think back to my initial thoughts other than shock. And of course, later on in the video, we've got this like that crazy big moment that everybody goes nuts over. But I'm trying to think back to what my initial reactions were. And I think hearing her voice for the very first time was the first inkling that I got that, oh, this is actually just very, very beautiful. Of course, I knew metal going into this. I knew it was high energy and I knew it was intense and I knew there was a big spectacle with smoke and big crowds and people crowd surfing, going nuts, guitar solos, all this stuff. And the beginning of the video started off that way. And so I was like, okay, this is going to be good. But then Floor comes in and she hits us with this incredible, beautiful, clear, angelic sound. And that kind of hit me like a truck. I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting such beauty. And I wasn't expecting such kind of like an operatic kind of sound coming from a metal singer. So that it threw me a curveball. I swung and I missed at this curveball. And since that moment, it really opened up my eyes to this is basically opera, but with a little bit more energy in it. And yeah, everything that I've listened to since, Nightwish has delivered on just sublime, beautiful music. We have Thomas to thank for that, for writing such intricate and beautiful songs, and Floor being the vessel of the text and of that beautiful sound. It's really been an incredible journey to listen to that. Metal Mozart, we might call Thomas, right? And with the symphonic metal part of it, there's a lot of strings and that really kind of adds to the operatic feel to it. It's really just modern day opera. And that's so cool for me to hear. And I've learned since about Flor that she does have an extensive background in vocal training, vocal pedagogy. She knows how to sing. She's not just a one-trick pony metal singer. And none of these musicians on this stage are, oh, I only do metal. And that's where I draw the line. They're multifaceted. They're artists. They are talented. And there's so much that goes into this. And it really broke down a lot of I don't know if it were like barriers that I had put up in my brain about metal and what that meant, but I appreciate it so much as a genre of music. And I love how Nightwish is always pushing the boundaries. They're adding in different styles. They're doing a lot of things. And to even just say metal and like put it in that box is probably not fair either, because there's just so many elements at play. It's absolutely fantastic. Another comment that I want to highlight here. So what I'm kind of doing right now is going to the comment section of my initial reaction video and reading the comments that have the most likes. So a Dutch singer, a Finnish band in Germany singing in English. And if that doesn't encapsulate what metal is, it's for everyone. It doesn't matter if you are old. It doesn't matter if you're young. It doesn't matter if you're from the East or the West or the North or the South. It doesn't matter what language you sing or you speak in. It doesn't matter what background you have musically. Maybe there's nothing. It does not matter because it's for everyone. And that's been, I'm going to say this right now, the most beautiful thing about this journey for me is interacting with metal fans who say, oh, I'm from the Nightwish army of Canada, which is where I'm from, or US or Finland or anywhere in the world. There are metal fans and from all walks of life. And it's been so cool for me to interact with those people and to read all of your comments and to have conversations with people on Patreon. There's a lot of people that came over from the Nightwish army that joined my Patreon. We've had fantastic discussions about Nightwish, and that's where I encourage you to go. If you want to have more chats like that and have more deep dive opportunities on Nightwish, Patreon's the place to go. But yeah, it's just it's such a wide range of people. And I can't really say the same about different genres of music. Like if I think about opera, classical music, yeah, sure. It's, in the operatic world, it's all over the world and, but really and truly the fans of opera, it's kind of a smaller subset of people. Whereas I feel like metal is just for everyone and it's really, really great. Opera's for everyone too, but it's expensive to go to the opera, to be honest, and it doesn't happen very often. So if you get the opportunity to go to a metal show somewhere in your city or in your area, go, because it's going to be good. Let's keep going. Flor, she's sounding so beautiful. She looks beautiful. She's just such a presence on stage. And look at that. It's fantastic. She's in sparkle and in leather and it's all black and you think, oh, it's just going to be like harsh and dark, and it's beautiful and angelic and you're just like, I can't believe this is happening right now. I love this part. I love that melody. I don't know, it's so good. Let's hear that again. I got so lucky with doing this. Imagine this is my first introduction to Flor Jansen, and I get this one. Oh, I picked a really good. I could have picked anyone, to be honest, and it would have worked out just as well. but I chose this for whatever reason. I'm not entirely sure why. I chose this one, and this was my introduction. So, okay, beautiful sound. She's got this beautiful vibrato going on. There's a nice shimmer to the voice. One thing that I didn't pick up on last time that I'm appreciating is when she goes da dee dum ba da da dum. Not only is it beautiful, but I like that it's offset by one beat. I almost want her to come in on beat one. And I'll point out what I mean by that. But she waits a beat. You hear the drums, and then she comes in. And I think that's kind of an interesting melodic thing. It's like we expect something to happen, and it doesn't, but then it still pays off. And I think that's part of the charm of Nightwish. They don't always do what we expect. They're kind of tricky sometimes. Here we go. Did you hear that? So it goes boom, da da dum, ba da da. It could have gone ba da da. She could have held it for an extra beat, but there's just something. It's offsetting, right? It just offsets us a little bit. And look, I mean, she's got that beautiful mouth shape. We talk about this all the time for Janssen. She opens the mouth, and it's a free sound, and she knows what she's. It's perfect. She's perfect. I love it. Another thing Nightwish really does well, sorry to cut her off just before she's about to sing, but as I said earlier in the video, this video will be linked, and you know where to find this video if you need to watch the whole thing and just get that full sound. But this video is about breaking things down. We're breaking it down. We're doing a deep dive, and one thing Nightwish does well too is they set us up for something big. And I remember kind of feeling that when I first did this video. Now I know what's coming, so I know what to expect. But on first time listen throughs with Nightwish, they do a good job of they kind of slow things down a little bit, or maybe they thin out the texture. There's been a few times where guitar and bass will drop out, it'll just be the drums, or sometimes all instruments will cut out, it'll just be Thomas on the keyboard and then Fleur singing. They really thin out the texture to set us up for something big. And musically, that's a cool thing to do, right? Because I think the audience, the listener can they can kind of feel something. Maybe it's building. Maybe we're adding one instrument at a time. And then we have this giant, big moment. And that's what Nightwish is kind of doing with this section. It's almost like a bridge section. That's why it's called a bridge. It's a bridge between two different sections of music. And sometimes musicians and bands, they'll use this as an opportunity to bring the energy down so that they have somewhere to go. If Nightwish was high octane all the time, like really, really intense all the time, it wouldn't have the same effect. It would be kind of boring because it's the same thing over and over again. It would be hard on the musicians. So we start big, we come back down small, and then we're going to build. We might do it a few times. We might come down, get big, and then come back down, get a little bit bigger, and then lead to some sort of epic finale to end it. I don't know. But it's hard for a singer, and Fleur does this really well. It's hard for a singer to be high energy and then come down because your heart rate is up, your vibrato might be a bit fast just because you're trying to sing at a lower intensity, and that's really hard. It's almost like when you're running really fast to try and then walk, it's kind of hard. Your body has to adjust, and singing is the exact same way. One other comment, it's got 600 likes, is apparently this is a quote from me in this Nightwish video like a year and a half ago. I would not necessarily call myself a metal fan, is what I said in that video. And I can wholeheartedly say now, I am a metal fan. I absolutely love every single thing about this. I've enjoyed every single Nightwish video I've done since, which between Nightwish videos and Floor specific videos, because there's been some performances she's done just on her own, between those two, I've probably done 20 videos in the last year, maybe more like 25. I don't know. And it's led me into different pathways. So metal, I've probably done like 50 or so videos just on metal alone. So I'm a big fan, and I will always be a big fan. And I thank you for making me a fan, and obviously to Nightwish too. Nice. What talent, what ability. Incredible. From top to bottom, this team is good. So right now, at the time of this recording, the Blue Jays are in the World Series. Hopefully they win it all. But the reason the Jays are good is because from the first guy to the last guy, they are contributing and they are good. I feel the exact same way about Nightwish. There's not a weak link in this band. And obviously there's been different versions of this band on YouTube. Like there's a lot of different versions. There's the original band. There's the early 2000s. There's the mid 2000s. There's the modern day now Nightwish. And there's a lot of things going on. But for this video in particular, top to bottom, they are polished. They are well rehearsed. They are talented. They are eager, and they are passionate about what they're doing. And that's why they're so good. This comment here, this has a lot of likes as well. Floor is unequivocally the most outstanding vocalist in this genre. She brings me life, and welcome. We have been waiting for you. The Nightwish Army, they were just waiting for me to come through the door. And they're waiting for you. If you're not a Nightwish fan already, they're waiting for you. And they want you to join their ranks. And how could you not with an amazing performance like this? What's really interesting about this and Ghost Love score, it's like 7 songs in one. It's just, you never know which direction it's going to take. And the thing, probably one of the things that comes to mind when somebody mentions Nightwish to me is the storytelling, the music, right? Like the writing is just so spectacular. It's not just a song. And if I say song or piece or something like that throughout these videos, I'm kind of, I misspoke if I say that, because it's really like a journey. I almost said a journey. It's almost like a journey where you start somewhere and there's a story, there's a clear narrative, and you're going to weave your way through different melodies and different types of text and different textures musically, some thin, some really thick, some high, some low, some everywhere in between. And you just never really know what you're going to get. You know you're going to get something spectacular. It's going to make you think. And sometimes you truly need a few listen throughs to kind of grasp what's going on. And I could do an entirely different video just doing a deep dive on the text. Like we could go down that route if we wanted to. And we have Thomas to thank for that, because he's just such an incredible brain. Not only is he a good musician, but he really thinks about how he wants this narrative to go. And he tells a story. I don't know what the word is. I feel like I'm missing a word in my vocabulary to describe this kind of music and how it's not just a song. Like song is just such a plain, basic word for what this is. So if you have any thoughts, if you have any words that you could contribute to this conversation, I'd really appreciate that, because I feel like it just doesn't capture song. It doesn't really capture what this is. In classical music, we have something called a song cycle, which is where you might have 5 or 6 songs in a row, and they're all different, but they come together and they tell a complete story. They might tell a love story. They might tell love lost. They might be talking about nature, but it's really metaphorical. So that's a song cycle. And obviously an opera is a story. This fits into that similar kind of category. So we need a word for it. And if you can help me out, that would be good. Also, there was a guy, or a few people, there was a woman too, crowd surfing. Has anybody here watching this video ever crowd surfed before? If so, what is it like? It seems terrifying. I don't think I would ever do it. But let me know what it's like, because it's kind of interesting. It's kind of cool. Okay, we're going to go into this really intense final 3 minutes, and I do not want to stop once we get the train going here. So we again get kind of another melody, right? It's something different, and I'm getting real folk songy vibes from this section. I'm getting a folk song vibe. I don't really know what I'm getting, but it feels like a folk song. And then she goes, "Hey, hey, hey," and every time she does the "hey," I think I mentioned this in the previous video. Hey, hey, hey! It's beautifully sung. Even though it's a short "hey," you think she's speaking, she's actually singing it, which is really cool. And as I've listened to Fleur over the last year, can't believe it's only been a year. That's a long time, but I feel like I've just so immersed myself so much in this genre that I feel like I've done a lot, but it doesn't feel like a year. One thing that I've really noticed with Fleur is she knows what she's doing. And that was another barrier that I had to get over. I was being a snob. I was being a classical music snob. My nose in the air and my chest all puffed up, thinking it's the most put together genre, and thinking that all other genres of singers don't really know what they're doing. And I was wrong. I was wrong. Not afraid to admit it. And I love learning so much. So it's been a really great learning experience for me. But Fleur knows what she's doing. Everything is intentional. She's well trained vocally. She understands the voice. She can only do these things and can continue to do them in 2025, 2026, and so on, because she knows what she's doing. It's a lot of singers are really, really good, but they don't have longevity. They don't have the stamina to last. And because Fleur really knows and understands the voice, she's able to do this. And yeah, sometimes you get tired. Sometimes you sing a bit too much in a period of time and you need a bit of a break. But the fact that this is like 75 minutes into a performance and she still sounds this good and this fresh, sounds really, really fresh. She knows what she's doing. And in every video that I've watched since this, she's proven to me time and time again that she is a maestro. She is a master of her craft and one of the greatest vocalists of all time. I don't mince words, but that is a fact. Teary-eyed. Me a year and a bit ago, would I have ever thought that I would get teary-eyed listening to metal? Absolutely not. But when she hit that note, that iconic note that we just all love, and it just, I don't know, it hits us in a certain way. When I hear that, that is just iconic. That's an iconic sound for me. And the way she just delivers on such a difficult note at the end of this performance is 10 minutes and 22 seconds. To deliver that kind of sound and that energy at the end of a 10-minute piece, at towards the end of a 75, 80-minute set. Oh my God. I don't know how she does it. And I get teary-eyed because it's just so beautiful. And it's really the sound to me that helped launch this channel into where it is now. And I'm so happy with how everything's turned out for my channel because I get to experience music like this on the daily. I get to interact with people like you who you're awesome. You love music. I love people that are passionate about music, and I love to figure out why we love performances so much. And I love to hear people's experiences, and I want your take on what you think of this music. So flood the comment section with all of your thoughts. Just do a thought dump in the comment section because there's so much to talk about. Even though this is round 2, this is a deep dive on what's going on in this video. There's still so much to talk about, and that's beautiful. So again, this section is it's different music again. And I'm noticing things that I didn't catch on the first listen through. And that's why I think it's important to come back and look at these performances. And this is what I plan to do with all the videos that I've done of Nightwish so far, is to come back to them a year later and talk about them and think about more details and go deeper still. I could do a third video on this and we could talk just about the text. That's how layered Nightwish's music is. It's not... You really can't get it all in one listen through. A reaction's great, and first time listen through is wonderful and all because you get genuine reaction. But you can go so deep on this. You really, really can. But when you have 80,000 people screaming and singing, and then you have Floor Over Top. This is what I didn't really fully appreciate or notice the first time through, is how it's intense. We are off to the races in this final section, but yet we have this angel voice floating this gorgeous melody over top, concluding with boom, this big note. And I got to hear that again because it's sensational and it makes my whole body vibrate. Okay, so I've gone back and it's feral underneath. It's crazy. We're going nuts. The band is just firing on all cylinders. But then we have Floor Over Top. And even the fans are contributing to that crazy energy underneath. It's sensational. The audience, they are the sixth member of this group. You know, it's not unlike, again, I said I was watching the World Series, Blue Jays up there, you can't really see, Blue Jay towel from a game, is that the fans are the 10th player on the field. In baseball, you have 9 players on your team on the field. The fans are the 10th. The Nightwish army in the audience, they are the extra addition to this band. So listen to this energy. It's crazy. We love it. We're obsessed with it. And then Floor's just gorgeous over top. So you know the term sealed the deal? When Fleur sings that note, I remember it like it was yesterday. When she sings that big note, that sealed the deal for me that this is special. This isn't just an ordinary group. She's not an ordinary singer. There's something special brewing here. And I know this video is old and I was just coming to it in 2024, but I knew then that it wasn't the end. This wasn't the end for me and Nightwish. We were going to go down this rabbit hole together, and we will continue to do so because there's still more Nightwish that I haven't discovered yet. So again, leave your comments down below what I need to listen to. Buy me a coffee, all the things. If you want your Nightwish to be featured on this channel, if you have any ideas, if you want me to go back and look at some other ones, which I'm absolutely going to do, that's the place to do it. And yeah, it's this piece in particular has a special place in my heart. I will always love this song. I knew that I wanted to come back and do a second deeper dive on this performance. So I held off from listening to it too much, but this one is going on my playlist. I am saving this. I use YouTube Music. I don't think anyone in the world does except for me, but I will add it to my YouTube Music playlist. And I'm going to listen to this because it's just sensational. I love it. Well, friends, we did it. We came back to this incredible performance and did a deep dive. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I sincerely hope you did. And I hope you know that I'm so appreciative of this group, of Fleur, of this genre of symphonic metal. Metal music has a special place in my heart, and I will always cherish it. I will always love it. And I have Nightwish to thank for the success of my channel, because this video, it's the most viewed video on my channel, and it allowed my channel to grow, and it really opened up a huge avenue for me, a genre of music I'd never experienced before. I was able to go down the rabbit hole, and I will continue to do so. You can be sure of that. Expect more videos from me of Nightwish, of different metal bands. If you have other recommendations, you know where to leave them. And I think we should conclude that video on that note, on that incredible note by Fleur Jansen. I sincerely hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. Don't forget to check out Buy Me a Coffee and Patreon, both linked in the video description. And check out some of the videos that are about to pop up on your screen right now. Love you very much. Thank you so much. And I'll see you in the next video.